Hi, this is Coach World TV. I'm Laurie Lawson, and tonight my guest is Christopher McAuliffe.
Hello.
And Christopher came all the way from San Diego, so we're thrilled to have him.
That's right, via Kuala Lumpur, Dubai, and London.
Yeah, he has been on the road, and he's a little jet lagged, so we're going to give him a lot of latitude if he takes a while to answer questions. Let me tell you who he is, if you don't know. He is the founder of Accomplishment Coaching. He's an MCC. He is the producer and the creator of something called The Coaching Show, which is a weekly radio show. He is also on the ICF Ethics and
Ethical Review Board.
Ethical Review Board, that's serious. And he's the past president of ICF San Diego. So I'm glad he's here, and I think he's got a lot of stuff he needs to tell us. So
Thank you.
welcome.
Thanks for letting me be here in beautiful New York City.
Yes, gorgeous. Tell us, please tell me you didn't start coaching last year, because I feel like I'm a real slacker here. How long have you been in coaching, and how did you get there?
17 years. I'm
Wow.
maybe like a lot of people in our profession. I came to it sort of honestly, so to speak. Like, I fell into coaching. I had done a lot of things. I had a 17-year career in the exciting world of healthcare financial management.
Ooh.
I know. A lot of people are very excited about that. But I had been fairly successful, but pretty miserable in that career, like not very fulfilled. And I was looking for something. And like a lot of people, I did everything from, fire walks to extra viewings of the Oprah show. And just nothing really made a difference until I came to coaching. And I came into it very accidentally. Somebody spoke to me very directly in those days. I wasn't used to people doing that, and said, if you work with me, I can work with you so you don't do that thing that you're doing. And almost nobody was that bold. So I sort of condescendingly wrote a check and started coaching. And for the next 3 years, I hit every goal that I had set for myself, which was not how life went for me prior to that. So I thought, okay, there must be something to this coaching thing.
Either that or my luck has finally come in.
That's right. No, but so I'm a convert, and there's no proselytizer like a convert, is there? So
I'm a firm believer, though, and it's been proven over and over that coaching calls who it wants. I really,
Nice.
It's like, you're sort of walking along and you know something's not right, and then it's coaching goes, come to
right.
me. Yes.
That's right. And I think, if we got nothing else out of this time together, I think the thing that I would love for people to know is that one moment, literally probably 30 seconds, of somebody saying, now this guy was wearing, shorts and casual clothes, and I was dressed head to toe in Armani, because that's how I rolled in those days. But I was just that speaking boldly and truthfully in words of one syllable. It was just so elegant, and I think that's the true power of coaching for me, is when we can speak powerfully and simply to the powerful.
And I think I'd added caveat to that, to have the courage to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's, and I fight with that sometimes. I fight, it's like, oh, I was raised, don't be nosy,
That's right.
mind your own business. And it's like, oh, this is my job. I'm supposed to be nosy. I need to say what needs to be said.
And when we train people at Accomplishment Coaching, we say, look, you must say the thing that will get you fired. You must. Forgive me.
Oh
Where
my
do I
gosh,
point?
I
don't
love
know where
that.
Pointing came in. But
You must say the thing that will get you fired.
right.
Wow.
And you've been a coach for a while, like me too. We were
Yeah.
raised in the dark ages of coaching. What?
Not as long as him, but yes, a while.
And
A while.
And you've said things that have gotten you fired, right?
Yeah, actually I have. I've refused to say things where someone will go, and I knew that they needed to go in a different direction, and say, well, just tell me what to do. And it's like, can't do that, but let's talk about it. And they wanted someone, they did not want to coach. They wanted someone to tell them what to do. And it's like,
Crystal ball coaching.
and sometimes I do
another
that.
field.
I'm not going to, think that I'm perfect, but this was not the time. So
And now we come to the real reason I'm here. I'm from the Ethical Review Board. No, I'm just teasing.
Oh no, and I'm arrested. All right, and you're seeing it live on air. How exciting!
Shut her down.
Really. Well, okay, so this was 17 years ago, and then you decided, well, let me just start my own little coaching school. Is that how that happened?
Well, kind of. So
really?
So it took me a few years to, I'm kind of thick, so it took me about 3 years to realize that coaching was the source of me producing results and people liking me better. I mean, it was everything, because I was really, no matter what you think of this today, it was worse. So so I realized there was something to this coaching thing, and then I was looking, like so many people, for my next career move. And my coach said, I think you could do what I do. And that was like the best thing that had ever happened, because I was thinking, well, I'm going to trade this corporate gig for another one. So I hung out my shingle, and then there were two things I noticed in the coaching world. One was it was lonely. Second bedroom or converted attic or wherever I was working out of, even when I rented an office space in a building, still felt really lonely. And so I wanted community, but not just community, because I would go to the coaching local ICF chapter meetings, and it felt a little bit too, with respect, needy. Like the people that showed up were sort of hungry, and
Oh yeah. That was my impression when I first went too. I loved the community part, but it was like everybody's looking for clients and everybody's looking for the same thing, and it was kind of a
and this sort of weird
frenzy,
weird card game where everybody was holding their cards really closely but wanting to see yours. Like, what are you doing over there? Do you know? And I thought,
I've never heard anybody say that, but that's exactly my first impression also.
Yeah, and so I wanted. That was the sort of the second thing. So the first thing was it was lonely, and I wanted more community of sort of like-minded, brilliant people, right? Like you and I already have bonded over our liberal democratic values, and I wanted that sort of a community where you could sort of exchange ideas and be lifted up. The second thing is I was really disappointed by coach training, what I found to be coach training in the world, and I kept looking for the Rolls Royce, if you will, the high-end, great coach training program, and I couldn't find it. And so it dawned on me very kind of quickly that I needed to create it.
Wow.
And that's where Accomplishment Coaching was born. I assembled a group of smart people. I knew enough that I wanted to be in the room, but not the smartest person in the room.
Very good, yes.
And I brought together, ontologists and philosophers, as well as business people and very successful sort of entrepreneur types. And we worked together to create the curriculum. And over the years, I think it's now 12 years of this coach training program in this iteration. Over the years, every year we get together people and we review the curriculum, and we get our leaders together and we review the delivery of the curriculum like that. It's an extraordinary program.
That's amazing.
In case you can't tell, I'm a little proud.
Yeah, and I want to find out why. What makes this stand above and beyond your basic old coaching program?
That's right. Why not just buy the book?
Your regular old coaching program.
Yeah.
What's different here?
So, to be clear, Accomplishment Coaching is designed from the beginning to be the world's finest coach training program. Now that's
and he's
hell of a
serious.
claim.
I mean, I thought he was saying, he's,
Right.
but he's serious.
No, absolutely. And the first thing is, I want to talk about just hours and types of training. Like, if for all the people who got trained, over the internet or read a book or something, that's fine. But to be the finest training program, we believe you need to be live and in person with people. It needs to be a small group experience so that you can see the group dynamics and the individual dynamics, and it needs to be over time. So our program is small groups, 25 or fewer, over a year, and I hear bells.
I do too. I'm hoping nobody else does. We were going to try to fake it as long as we could.
Oh, sorry, I missed
That's
that
all right.
part. That fourth wall, I forgot.
Yes.
Okay, so a year of time with the same small group of people, live and in person, 12 weekends over the entire year. So you got to know a couple of things. First of all, there's no place to hide in that room. You know how we've all sort of sat in the back row of some seminar or something and never raised our hand.
Doesn't happen in the coaching.
Not
yes.
in
Not in accomplishment coaching.
That's
yes.
right. The second thing is we take advantage of that group dynamic and sort of, I think that everything is revealed. If you're in a group for a year and you're producing results, leading the team in different intervals in different ways, you're going to see all of your patterns of thought and behavior emerge. So
you're talking on a personal level.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And what I like to say, although I'm noticing now that my vanity is kicking in, what I like to say is that the job of a coach is to bring, if we're going to produce breakthrough results, is to bring the thing that's sort of unseen to the individual to light, or to the group to light. Because from here we can actually make different choices, we can make new decisions, but up here it's driving us. So those habits of thought or habits of behavior that we're in, that we can't see, are really driving us.
Wow, I like that. I guess that's an analogy. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I like that. I like the demonstration. Yeah.
So that piece is handled live and in person, and a lot of people's stuff, so to speak, we really believe in you must do your own work before you can be a powerful coach in the world, or as you're being a powerful coach in the world. Also, I suppose that one's work is never really done. Like, we're always growing, we're always developing. So the first thing is the small group dynamic, and the in-person dynamic. The second thing is we've got more hours of training than anyone else.
And when you say small group, how small is the group?
25 or fewer.
Okay.
And we're averaging right now about 18 per program. So
I like that. I like that group, yeah.
yeah, and you get to know each other. They're together,
The
not just in
bonding
the
that goes on it. You just can't compare it. You can't explain it to anyone else. You're really bonded for life.
That's right.
Maybe good, maybe bad, but still.
Well, as an example, I'm excited to say that the first program that I ever led, which was 4 people, in San Diego, they're still in regular communication with each other
nice.
12 years later, right?
Wow.
Who does that?
Nobody. That's great.
Okay, so we talked about the time, we talked about the small group, but also we give you a coach, and that coach is somebody that we've trained who's met our standards for mentor coaching, and then they're coaching you in the program for the entire year, once a week, every week for a year. So you're delivering on your own projects, on your own goals during the program, but you're also being coached by someone who's mentoring you and who's trained in all of our distinctions that you're learning. So it's not only do you learn a tool or distinction, but you're using it in your own life, in your own projects, and seeing how it works for you, or what to tweak or change, or like the real value of it. So that when you're working with that tool with a client, it's from a place of, I know this tool, not, oh yeah, I read this and this is this 10 steps to success.
So I think I interrupted you before you got to tell them that it is one weekend per month.
Correct.
For 1 year.
Right.
So it's 2 days every month for a year. So it's
Right.
24. Hey, and I didn't even do the calculator. So and then in addition to that, you get 52 sessions with a coach.
Well, 48, but
48,
because we
okay.
give them a couple of weeks off.
All right.
But
I guess
48
that's fair.
sessions, right? And in Asia currently, we're doing this program in a modular format, so it's even more convenient for people who are working because they simply take a week off every quarter. So instead of the once a month, it's 1 week per quarter.
So it's a flexible program, which is nice. I mean, you really can adapt to cultures and needs, I guess. So good.
Thanks.
Where is it? You said Malaysia, you said Dubai. Where else is it in the United States?
New York City.
That's why he's here, yes.
Woot woot. San Diego, California, Seattle, Washington, Chicago, Illinois, and Washington, D.C.
Wow, okay. Nice.
Yeah, so we get a little bit
Got to fill that middle in a little bit. But we got Chicago standing tall, so that's all right.
That's right. Texas, we're waiting.
Call.
Right. What else should we say about the program? I think. Can I say one more thing?
Sure. Please. I'm planning you talking for a little bit longer, yes.
Listen, you and I know that coaches are generally really good at coaching, and they love coaching. But not every coach is great at contracting, marketing, promoting themselves, billing, collecting on the bill,
Marketing
right?
word,
Right?
Yes.
So what we provide is an entire back office. We've got bookkeepers and people who will send out your promotional materials. We've got contracts all ready, so that, and even packets to send to prospective clients. So our coaches can really focus on coaching and get their business going, if that's what they choose, right from the get-go. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to put together everything and find the right logo and the right colors. You can just go and coach. And what you and I know is that coaching is really the training for coaches. You know, you can read every book, you can go to every meeting, but until you're one-on-one with a client, you're not really developing as a coach.
You know what? What's funny is, and I watched this in my coaching class also, the first thing that everybody wanted to do once they got certified was do a website. And it was like, that's interesting, but you really need some clients and get out there and market websites. So you've taken that away. You've taken that crutch or whatever away, you know, or that procrastination device by saying, no, we'll do your website. Don't worry about it. You go coach.
I love that.
I love that. I think that is brilliant. Has that been from the get-go, or did you realize, did it evolve as you were doing the program?
No, it was pretty immediate because we realized that people can, exactly what you say. One of my favorite stories is a woman I was talking to who postponed for week after week after week because she was working on her, I think, setting up her act or her gold mine or something. And I said, well, how many clients do you have? And she said 2. And I said, listen, honey, you don't need act. You need a crayon and a paper towel. You could track the whole thing, you know. Let's get to work.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think I had the best business cards in the world when I started. It took a while, but it was like, okay, I have business cards. I just need to get out there and let somebody see it now. But it was like, so that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Well, it's like, okay, I think I'm convinced that it's if it's not the finest, it's certainly up there because you've got a lot of extra things there.
Indeed.
What do you have plans? I know you evaluate every year. What are the plans? Are you going to expand? Are you going to concentrate and perfect what you have? What are the plans for accomplishment coaching?
That's a great question. The immediate plan, certainly we're, like a lot of people now, taking our work into organizations. And that's an exciting, very exciting new area for us. We were talking to everybody from people in Malaysia, some of the world's biggest organizations and companies there, to relatively small startups in California and governments in Washington State. Just really a lot of opportunity out there for coaches. I think what I'm proudest of in accomplishment coaching, not only in our training program, but for our affiliates. And affiliation is sort of an offering for certain graduates at the end of their program, is that we've got the best quality assurance in the business. So for example, our mentor coaches in our training program are being coached each and every week by the leaders of the program on their coaching of the participants. So the leaders are coaching the mentor coaches who are coaching the participants each and every week for a year.
Wow.
So that's pretty tight controls, right? And the participants are recording their calls and getting feedback at regular intervals throughout the program, in addition to coaching live and getting feedback at regular, I think every weekend through the program. So we're big on quality assurance, and you can imagine how important that is bringing that into industry, because our coaches are being coached, they have insurance, they have ethical standards, and they're being reviewed at regular intervals so that we know this is good quality coaching. So that's one. Okay. Another one is we're making offerings for not only our graduates to take out into the world, sort of workshop in a box, seminar in a box, for them to take out so they don't have to put all that stuff together themselves. But also we're...
I'm just amazed, okay.
Oh, good.
This gets better and better, okay. You've actually got workshops already prepared for them if they want to do that?
Right, so that they don't, you know how it is. You can spend just as much time putting together a workshop as you do a business card, right?
Yes, absolutely. There's so many ways to procrastinate, especially when it comes to marketing, because coaches, that's their weak point. We all know it. It's like most coaches do not know how to get out there and sell and market. Yeah.
That's right. And at the risk of overstating it, one of the things that I love about Accomplishment Coaching's training program, so many coach training programs out there, if they say anything at all about marketing, they say, look, here's what I did, and if you follow these same steps, you'll be successful too. And you and I know that's not true.
No.
Not everyone is good at public speaking or writing a blog or, giving lunchtime talks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So with us, we actually have our participants try all those different things, about 12 different ways to fill your practice. Sorry, jet lag talking.
We warned you.
Yeah, that's right. But and what I love is you actually get to find out what you're good at. Because I don't know about you, but I didn't know what I would be good at, whether it would be public speaking or blog writing or whatever. And by being sort of forced to do it, you get to really discover, I love this, or I hate that, even though I'm good at it, or whatever it is. I
am so impressed that you said that, because it's like, I do mentor coaching also, and it's like, and I fell into this trap too. It's like, I have this skill, I have 10 skills here, I have to use them all, and it's like, I don't like, I'm a person who doesn't use the wheel of life, and everybody goes, what? You don't wheel it? How can you survive? I don't like it. I don't use it. But you don't have to use everything. The authenticity is what's really important.
Yeah.
What's good for you? I love that you're teaching that, because everyone else is like, you must practice this, and you must practice. And I'm going, you don't have, I'm sure I'll be fired as a mentor coach now, but it's like, it's all right. But, I think that's brilliant that you're really keying it to what the person can do. And if you can't market, why are you wasting all this time marketing? You've got marketing tools that they can have.
Yeah. I also want to speak to, so there's more stuff that we're doing. We're bringing coaching to the masses sort of in more bite-sized pieces as well, and I'm excited about that. You can find out, of course, all of it on www.accomplishmentcoaching.com. That's it.
Yes, it's at the bottom of the screen, I believe.
Oh, is it?
So I think so.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Might not be, because I can't really see the screen, but I'm going on blind faith.
In technology,
If
why
not, it's accomplishmentcoaching.com, yes.
You're kind. But I was going to talk for a moment about coach development. One of the things that I know you and I are both committed to is the development of coaching as a profession, something that's honorable, something that's respected in the world, and like any other professions that we think about, right, accounting or dentistry, has
Yes.
barriers to entry, consumer protection, ongoing development and training of people, and all the things that qualify as a profession, yeah? So when it comes to development of coaching, I want all coaches to consider ongoing training. Like, I understand, you went to your training program and you love that training program, and that's great. But there is no reason, not every couple of years or every few years or every 10 years, to get more training, to go find out, explore, find out what's out there, and get more training and develop your skills and broaden your skill set, even as we're asking our clients to broaden their skill set or worldview, yeah?
Now, are you saying they should get recertified? Should they get certified in something else? Should they specialize? All of the above? What?
Well, I would say,
Give me an example of how they could update, or how they, how what's an update that's probably needed that isn't being done?
That's really a great question. The thing that pops to mind first is just think about relationship coaching. I don't know about you, but when I started training to be a coach, relationship was pretty much like, monogamous. You start dating someone and then you progress the relationship to more and more serious until you get some sort of marriage or living together arrangement. Or and then, often that would result in family of some kind, yeah? And yet today, I'm boggled by what people are taking on in the area of relationship, and whether it's polyamory or, same-sex marriage or all the mixed and blended families.
Living together under one roof.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so much happening that whatever I learned back in the day is, if not archaic, at least, outdated by now, right? And so I think when we look at just that simple change of the landscape in that area, think of all the things that are changing in business, in the rise of technology. You and I have commiserated a little bit over that.
People we know who can help us, yes.
That's right. It takes a village.
Yes.
But I think that that's an example. For example, I'm privileged to work with a woman who's in a polyamorous relationship that's committed and like that. And to my relatively mainstream way of thinking, it's like playing three-dimensional chess. I get lost easily in the details and what's available. So getting training, updating our skill sets, and really just expanding our worldview, I think, is important.
I like that, because you're right. Relationship coaching has been totally redefined, as has career coaching. When maybe not when I started. Well, really when I started, yes, it was 2004. You would work, and the goal was to retire, and then you could maybe even do something fun and exciting. That's changed. The rules are gone. There is no retirement. Nobody's retiring. And the Pope tried to step down at 85 and got angry. It's like, but we don't want to retire. We don't know how to unconnect and unplug. So that's been redefined. There's health. What we thought was health, now it's like be more aggressive and do your own health care. And so, I can see that. So where would you recommend, where can people, besides accomplishment coaching, where can people
No place,
update?
just no, I'm kidding. Obviously,
it.
anywhere. And this is the really greatest use, I think, for the ICF chapters, local ICF chapters.
Yes,
and
great idea.
frankly, going online and just checking it out. Any sort of advanced training, any sort of additional training is going to be a huge boon to the individual coach, which means it'll be an amazing gift to the tens and thousands of people that they'll touch.
Yeah. So that's amazing. So tell us, now that we're talking about accomplishment coaching, tell us, so you're saying that every month in Seattle and Chicago, and there is a weekend training going on.
Correct.
And they could find that on the website where
Right.
it's available in their area?
And this is, boy, thanks for pointing to this, because this is one of my favorite things about us. What you and I know is that for most people, any sort of coach training is a bit of a black box. You You know something about what they do based on what they say on the website or what testimonials there are, but you either register or not, and then you get to sort of see what's in the box.
Yes, yes.
For accomplishment coaching, for a dozen years now, we've been inviting people to come and observe our training program in process, to actually sit sort of like quiet observers and watch in the room while we're doing our work. Now look, it's not the entire program, but it gives you a flavor of what we do so that you get to sort of choose with more information than just a black box of, I wonder what's over there.
That is amazing, because I have people who always want to know, well, I want to be a coach, where should I go? And I'm going, you've got to go online, you've got to research and see what's good for you. You might want it online, you might want it on phone, you might want, so that is brilliant. Where did all these great ideas come from?
You know, I just can't say. I'm brilliant.
Modestly, he said me. Yes.
No, of course not. It takes a community, as I said before. You know, I really wanted community, and I've been blessed to have some extraordinary people, including existing very successful master certified coaches and people who were experts in other training programs and other modalities come to accomplishment coaching, finding a home here and becoming part of our rich fabric of community that contributes to the development of our vision and then the fulfillment of that.
Okay, well, not expecting a pap dancer, just what do you feel the value of an ICF credential is? Or is there a value?
Well, I think increasingly there is. There was a time when, you know, ICF was sort of fighting for its life with some other even more established things, especially in Europe, as we've discussed. But right now, there's no bigger, more dominant player in the global stage than ICF. And more organizations need some sort of measure of validity of a coach. And so that's our measure. You know, a PCC, ACC, or MCC is now what companies require as a minimum to entertain considering you to work with them.
And my feeling is that those are the sophisticated companies, but the companies that are just venturing into the coaching world, I think they don't know what questions to ask, but at least they know, okay, well, I can say, well, you're ICF credentialed, you know. If they have no idea what that means, but if you say yes, it's how could it hurt? So
exactly, yeah. And it's not, you know, it's not difficult. People sometimes avoid the paperwork.
It's really so, you're right. They just go, oh my gosh, I've got to write down my coaching. It's really quite simple. It is.
One of the things that we've been benefiting from too is that so many people who go to get their next credential get some additional training. This is again to my point of coaches getting ongoingly developed or trained, because it's great to have a coach that you may not know well but whose opinion you respect listen to your coaching and give you feedback. I don't know about you, but
great idea.
There came a day in my coaching when I thought, well, I don't need anybody to give me feedback anymore, and that's baloney.
I learned that myself by doing mentor coaching. It's like, oh, I forgot I could do that, because sometimes they're sharper than I am because they're in the middle. I said, oh, I forgot that tool. Yeah.
The benefit of being around in this business for a while is you've developed a lot of bad habits.
Exactly. Well, I can't even tell you. We have like 40 seconds left, so it went very quickly. I want to give you your website one more time, and that's www.accomplishmentcoaching. And this is Mr. McAuliffe, and he's going to be in town once a month, so that's fantastic. I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you for doing this show. It's an extraordinary gift to all of us.
I'm going to make plans, thank you. I'm going to make plans to sit in. I'm dying to see your coaching
Please
technique.
do.
Yeah, oh no. And so I'm so appreciative. I know you have been all around the world, but I'm glad you made this stop in beautiful New York City and honored us with your presence on Coach World TV.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. It's a huge gift.
Thank you.
Thanks.